It's not just about bombs and missiles. Countries are now using computers and the power of internet to attack their enemies. Cyberspace is the new battleground, and cyber attacks are emerging as new age weapons. We set out to find out which countries have better cyber capabilities than others, and most importantly, how prepared India is to take on enemies in cyber warfare.
Cyber terrorism is a growing threat to global security. With a few commands from thousands of miles away, a miscreant can easily bring an entire nation to a halt. Electricity grids, energy facilities, health systems, water supplies, traffic control systems, and even state security, all important elements of the country's national infrastructure, can be compromised. The main objective of cyber terrorists today is to cripple infrastructure, and countries need to be prepared to tackle these attacks. An influential UK-based think tank, the International Institute for Strategic Studies, recently assessed cyber capabilities of 15 countries, and it put India in Tier 3, which means it has potential strengths but significant weaknesses. Countries like the US, the UK, Australia, Canada, and Israel, however, have better cyber security strategies. Also, the report exposes China by saying its cyber power is at least a decade behind the US. While China may like to project itself to be an emerging cyber superpower, it still has a lot of catching up to do. Another recent report by the WION shows that India has entered the top 10 of a global cybersecurity ranking of countries, ahead of China at number 33 and Pakistan at number 79. The country improved its ranking from 47 to 10 in the United Nations ITU Global Cybersecurity Agenda. While this news is heartening, there is always room for improvement. In 2020, India witnessed around 1.16 million cases of cyber attacks, more than 3 times compared to 2019. The figures are alarming. This is what India's Foreign Secretary Harsh V. Shringla had to say at the UN Security Council debate recently. Some states are leveraging their expertise in cyberspace to achieve their political and security-related objectives and indulge in contemporary forms of cross-border terrorism. There has been a sharp increase in Chinese activity against Indian networks, and this has heightened India's concern about IT security. Now the question is, how can India counter cyber threats? Number 1. Experts believe that we need to have a Security Operations Center, or SOC, in all states. An SOC basically monitors data moving across networks on critical infrastructure of a given state. Currently, only a few states are benefiting from an SOC. Along with it, we need to have a centralized Security Operations Center, which should have an integrated feed from state-level Security Operations Centers. Also, Security Operations Centers of banks and other key assets should be integrated with the centralized Security Center. It will help detect and prevent threats quickly and more efficiently. Number 2. The government needs to have multiple data centers in different states. Also, they should reroute the traffic dynamically. This could confuse potential hackers and reduce the chances of attacks. India needs to set up more honeypots. It is an effective defense strategy. Honeypot is a trap machine which looks like a real system. It's set up with vulnerabilities in order to lure attackers. The aim of the honeypot is to analyze and track the behavior of hackers in order to create more security systems. Last but not least, India needs a cohesive nationwide strategy. Cybersecurity powers are currently spread across a number of agencies. This sometimes leads to overlapping competencies and bureaucratic turf wars, creating loopholes in the system, and it's the hackers who could benefit from it. To sum it up, when it comes to cybersecurity, the mantra is simple. India needs to become more agile in terms of offense and more proactive in terms of defense.